Thank goodness we have a turkey.
There's a little turkey.
That's such a cute song.
It is. Do you know what? Let's turn it down a little. What show that's from?
I do know what show that's from because I have directed that show.
You
Promises, Promises.
You directed that
I
show?
did.
Where?
Leewood Stage Company.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a great show.
It's a fun show.
And not done nearly enough.
No.
I agree.
No, it's pretty fun. It's a little sexist now, but I think we kind of
Happy
come to a
Thanksgiving,
good
everyone.
Conclusion.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving!
It's
I'm gonna set my
November,
phone on there.
and it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Believe it.
Can you believe that?
No.
Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Woo! This year is flying.
I know. So
know.
we've got a lot to take care of today. It is, like I said in the promo, the Super Bowl of food.
It is. It's
It
such
is.
a fun time of year, and it gets a little chilly, and you like to bake and cook.
Yes.
And what goes better with turkey than sides?
That's right. That's kind of the best part of
It is the
Thanksgiving.
best part, really.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show you some twists on regular sides for Thanksgiving.
What are you doing today?
Okay, I'm going to do a sweet potato and apple bake.
Ooh, that sounds great.
It'll be a little bit different. I'm also doing a cake on cranberries. It's got figs and honey and
nice.
rosemary, and it just looks kind of fun and
Wonderful.
delicious. So, and how about you?
I'm doing one of the vegetables, which is Brussels sprouts. Now, I know, now don't run away because I said Brussels sprouts, because we are not going to boil them and make slang thing. We're actually going to do a Brussels sprout salad, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. So I'll show you that in a few minutes, but first we're going to start with, well, actually you're going to start, but I'm going to do a mushroom stuffed pudding.
Ooh.
So I think that's going to be really fun.
I think I've had that before.
I think you
and
have
it is
to.
So
It is so
good.
good,
And
yes.
I love Brussels sprouts. So you
All
can
right.
sell me on them boiled, fried, roasted, fresh. It doesn't matter.
I agree. All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump in because for the cranberries, they have to cook for a while. And if you make fresh cranberries, you probably know that. So we're going to start with 12 ounces. I'm having this because I'm going to show you what it looks like when we're all finished. Put it all in to a little saucepan. So fresh strawberries, cranberries, they've been rinsed off. Okay, figs. You know,
Where do you get figs?
I had to hunt, but they're in the produce department over near like the roasted tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes. There's a little package of them.
Oh, great.
And I love figs in salads. They're nice.
I love them too. I can't ever find them.
I was a little concerned, like, do I have to peel these? I just cut them up with my scissors in the kitchen.
And if you get in a pinch and you can't find figs, you go to the cookie department and you get the fig Newtons. And you just scrape the outside
Yes,
off.
you just
But
suck
that's
on them
only-
until they get soft. And
That's,
then
that's right.
it's very hygienic. Gonna put those in there.
Can't do that during COVID time though.
No, you can't.
No.
We could talk about it.
Yes.
So the sweetness, cranberries are tart.
They are
They're very
tart.
My husband Chris will eat them until he breaks out in a sweat.
Mm.
That's how tart they are. But we're gonna add some honey.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. Sometimes you just throw in sugar, but I like
think
the
honey's
honey.
better.
Yeah.
Or agave nectar works as well.
Agave would also work.
Yeah.
You could do a combination, but it's very good. And then a sprig of
Rosemary
Fresh.
and thyme.
fresh rosemary, orange juice. Throw
Nice.
that in. Okay, that's it.
Oh,
So
that's
easy.
it.
Gonna stir it up. Gonna put it over the heat until the cranberries start to pop. And once they start to pop, we will have our wonderful camera person come around and show you some pops of the cranberry.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
So I'm gonna get that going. And you just want to keep an eye on, I would say 15 to 20 minutes. Once, get it going, get your heat going, let it start popping, and then turn your heat down and let it cook for another 10 minutes or so. You'll hear them popping, and it starts to thicken as it goes.
That's great.
So we're going to keep that going. Smells fantastic
It does smell
with that
good.
rosemary in
We've
there.
got lots of
A
good
little light
smells
in
going
there.
today.
Okay.
All right.
Up to you, sir.
The mushroom stuffed pudding takes several steps. So I have done some of this during the pre-show.
Pre-show.
And we're going to do a couple of the steps here.
Okay.
So let me tell you how we start. We start with leeks. We have leeks and pancetta. So it takes about 4 leeks to do this. And I meant to bring a leek, but I forgot. But a leek looks like a long green onion,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Okay, so you cut the top of the greens off, and then you dice up the the bottom, but you have to make sure they're very clean. So before you dice them up, make sure you wash them.
Yes, and I've heard too you can soak it in water.
Yes.
Because I just actually used a leek this past week.
Oh, okay.
And they get a little sandy inside.
Yes, they do.
So you cut off that the dark top part,
Right.
soak them in water, get all that out, and make sure your water is running clear.
Absolutely. So we have that, and so what we do is we take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter, and we melt it down in the saucepan, and we put 2 ounces of pancetta in that, and brown the pancetta. And after we brown the pancetta, we put the leeks in with a little bit of salt and pepper and the aroma. The aroma is maybe the best part of this recipe, other than the taste.
The taste.
But your house smells great after that. So you put those in, and then you put 16 ounces of sliced mushrooms. And this is cut. I know it doesn't look very good right now, but this is what it looks like when you get all that done.
And
So-
what, just the standard white mushrooms
Yeah.
from the grocery store? Oh,
Yeah.
I just heard a pop.
Oh, it's starting to pop.
Do you want a whisk?
A spoon would be great. That's perfect. Thank you. So we're going to put that in the big bowl. And in the smaller bowl, we're going to work on our, well, not sauce, but the liquid part. So we have 1 cup of chicken stock.
We've got pancetta, we have the pig, we have the
Yes.
chicken, we have the turkey. Getting all our barnyard friends involved.
We have 1.5 cups of heavy cream.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And we have 4 eggs.
So this would be the low-cal
Yes.
side
Yes,
for
it is.
Thanksgiving. Okay.
Well, it's the substitute for your dressing. Because you're not. I like to have cornbread dressing, but we're going to do this instead
We
of
are.
cornbread dressing.
Okay.
Listen to those cranberries pop.
They are popping.
All right.
I'm going to get this out of the way for you.
So now we're going to pour this.
A little bit
Oh,
more
thank
heavy
you.
cream. A little more heavy cream. Can't go wrong with that.
We're going to pour this into our mushrooms. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I like mushrooms.
I do too, and I love this recipe. Do you know how this recipe came? How I came to make this recipe?
I don't.
It was during restaurant week a couple of years ago, and some friends and I wanted to go to Webster's house for dinner, and we could not get a reservation. Could not get a reservation. So we took their menu and recreated it ourselves.
Oh.
And mushroom stuffed pudding was one of the things on the menu.
And did you just wing it? Speaking of Thanksgiving, or did you do a little research?
I did a little research, and I modified this to fit my needs now.
Okay.
So there's the mixture so far, and we're going to take breadcrumbs now.
Okay.
Now,
Those
I've-
look like croutons.
They do, because I toasted it. It's
Okay.
6 cups
6
of
cups
breadcrumbs.
of bread.
And the reason you toast them is because they're going to start soaking up this beautiful liquid. If you do not soak them,
So there you get your stuffing fix. Right
yeah,
there.
exactly. That's why we're substituting this. So we pour that in there, or we put this in here, mix it up. Would you like to sprinkle the parsley in? Oh, you wanted to stir. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Little greenery. Now see, it looks a lot better than it did before.
It does.
It was pretty brown before. Isn't that lovely?
It is.
So we're gonna.
It smells fantastic.
Yeah. So we're gonna get all the breadcrumbs in there. You want to do?
And is that going to have to soak up
It is. I'll let you
like
stir
most
that.
stuffing? Ooh, okay.
And then while you're stirring it, I'm gonna add, just for good measure, a cup of Gruyere cheese.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
It complements the heavy cream.
that's right.
Keep stirring.
Yep. Well, I'm putting the cheese in exactly, and don't put all the cheese in there
No,
because
why not?
we want to put a little bit on the top when we finish. Lovely.
Look at that. Look at that.
Now, if that doesn't say
All-
Thanksgiving, I don't know what that is.
Blendy and warm and melty.
Yep.
Delicious.
Excellent. All right, so that's our first step. We're going to leave that. This has to soak for 30 minutes. We're not going to leave it for that long today, but we're going to let it soak and get all the juices inside those breadcrumbs.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to go back to what your
Okay,
second.
well, I'm popping over here.
It's
So
still
I
popping.
want you to come and take a little peek.
Oh, I want to see.
Because, and it you can smell that rosemary. Let's see that.
Oh, look at
How
that.
pretty
look
that
how
is.
red those
I
are.
know. Aren't
Just
they
like
pretty?
strawberries.
They are like strawberries. It's kind of Christmassy with the
It is.
rosemary in there and the figs, but it
Yep.
smells fantastic. And I think the rosemary kind of balances that tartness, and then we've got the honey in there. So it's starting to get a little thick. They're starting to pop. I'm going to give it a few more minutes and let it simmer.
I think that's great. Now, cranberries, for those that have not worked with cranberries, do you have to peel them?
Oh, no.
We don't
Now,
have
they're
to
in
peel
your
them.
produce section also, where you're going to find your figs, you find your cranberries. And, no, just rinse them off, pop them in. A lot of people, I know people who like the fresh cranberry relish. They just put it in the food processor with an orange and a little sugar. Traditionally, I'll just put the cranberries in with a cup of orange juice, a cup of sugar, some craisins.
Nice.
You know, cranberries, they're bright, they're a beautiful color, they're really great.
I wish we had them year round, because I have some good bread recipes for them that you just can't get them all the time. It is hard.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump in and start on my apple, not strawberry, sweet potato bake. So the first thing, that's looking really good. I'm going to turn that down. We're going to make the topping that you pour over this. Brown sugar, and there's cinnamon and ginger in here. So that's going in. More honey. I do love my honey. Honey's going in.
Again, you could use agave.
You could use agave. Yep, you sure could.
Look at that.
Gonna put that
We
in
don't
there.
need dessert with all the stuff you're making.
No, well, but we'll have it. Some butter. Okay, and of course the recipes will be on the website with
That's
all
right.
the. And then this is just a little bit of fresh orange juice. Actually squeezed some oranges earlier.
You can't get more fresh than that.
You can't. So we're going to heat this up, bring it to a boil, and then just reduce the heat. Okay?
Excellent.
So while that, I might ask, well, just keep an eye on it.
Okay.
The butter's going to melt. So we've got our pan. So I've got my sweet potatoes. Bought the sweet potatoes in the produce aisle, of course, and my golden delicious apples. I washed them, stabbed them, baked them in the oven at 400 for about 25 to 35 minutes. They peel so easily then. And then you want to put them into little half moons. And you slice up your golden delicious apples. Now these are tossed in fresh lemon juice so that they don't get all brown. Okay. So then what you do is you make a nice design, just sweet potato, apple, and you keep doing that.
Oh, that's nice.
It's very pretty, colorful. And you know, I mean, I like sweet potatoes, but with the apple, I like it a lot better. And,
Oh, I love sweet potatoes.
yeah, my husband is a huge sweet potato fan. I am a middling sweet potato fan.
I don't think people eat enough of them.
I know, they're better for you.
They are better for you, and I think they have a better flavor because a regular potato really doesn't have a flavor, and so you put something in it.
The butter and the salt and the pepper.
The sour
And we're
cream,
talking,
and
you
the
know?
cheese and the
And the cheese and the
chives
sour
bacon.
cream and the bacon. Come
Yeah.
on. Tastes
That's
delicious.
my kind of a baked potato.
Okay, so you could see how this is going.
Hey, while you're doing that, let's talk about Promises.
Let's do.
Yeah, there was just a revival. Well, not just, but there
Not
was a revival
just.
recently with.
That revival, what year was that? I thought I had it written down. Do you remember? What year was it?
A few years ago.
A few years
Maybe
ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
With a friend of yours,
Yes,
right?
Kristen
The
Chenoweth
wonderful,
started it.
talented Kristen Chenoweth. We need to have her on this show.
We would love to have her on the show.
Kristen, we're
Yes.
extending an invitation.
She's doing her own cooking show right now, you know.
Is she?
Yes, she's doing Candyland on the Food Network. And the whole set is edible.
I didn't know. I'm going to have to tune in and watch that.
Here's a plug for Kristen, so you
Okay.
can plug us, Kristen.
You can plug us. Sing for your supper.
Sunday night. No, November. It's a Sunday nights at, I think, 7 or 8 on Food Network.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I will look for that.
Yeah.
So, Promises, which, you know, there's not a lot of shows that feature Thanksgiving. There's plenty of shows that feature Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And,
For we need a little Christmas.
yes. But this has the song Turkey Lurkey. It opened in 1969. And one of my favorite Broadway performers, Jerry Orbach, was the lead. I didn't recognize the woman, Jill O'Hara. You heard of her?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, that might have been the pinnacle
Yes.
of her Broadway career.
Your butter is all melted over here.
Oh, okay, great. I'm gonna let it thicken up a little bit.
I'm gonna check the cranberries. Ooh.
And I wanted to point out, of course, this show opened in 1969. One thing I found fascinating, Turkey Lurkey Time, huge dance number, and it has a trio of dancers. Two of the ensemble dancers in Turkey Lurkey in the original, Donna McKechnie, Bjork Lee.
Oh, wow.
It was choreographed by Michael Bennett, and then a bunch of those people ended up in a chorus line, which he directed. So, 6 degrees. And Kevin, I just want to ask you, it was Promises was up for 8 Tonys.
Wow.
Jerry Orbach won Best Actor.
Uh-huh.
Marion Mercer, who I think people would recognize if they saw her, she won Best Featured Actress. It won Best Music, and it won a Grammy, but it didn't win Best Show. Guess what beat it for Best Show?
In what year was it?
It opened in 1969, so it would have been 1970. It's one of your favorites.
Oh, well, that couldn't be Grand Hotel?
No.
Grand Hotel was way
so
after
close.
that.
It's 1776.
Oh, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah. And fun little trivia bit. Ken Howard was
How
in
many-
the ensemble
Lot-
Promises, Promises.
Lots of trivia today.
I know. But Ken Howard then premiered in 1776 as Thomas Jefferson.
Oh,
So,
okay.
there you have it. Okay, so I've got this lovely little design. It's kind of fun, kind of festive. Some pecans, chopped pecans. We're going to sprinkle those on top.
Ooh, that's like candy.
It
That's
is.
not a side, that's
It's
a
going to be
dessert.
like Candyland. Another plug for Kristen.
Yes.
Okay, and then that we heated up. Ooh, doesn't
You
look
ready?
good.
Okay.
So this was the brown sugar, the butter, the honey, some of those spices. We're just going to pour. Oh, look at that. We're going to pour that over.
Oh, that looks so good.
You bake this at 400 for about 20 minutes. Your potatoes are pretty well cooked, but you've got to, so you think about par baking your potatoes because they're going to bake a second time. But you're cooking your apples when you put it in the oven, and you're letting that butter and honey get a bit bubbly and get a little thicker. So we're going to put this in the oven for about 20, 25 minutes. This is fantastic. Pop it in there.
All right.
Woo, there we go.
All right.
Boy.
Let's talk about another Thanksgiving tradition. We didn't even talk about this before, but since it's not going to happen the same way this year, let's talk about the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, what is your favorite part of the Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Well,
Macy's. Let's plug Macy's.
Well, of course.
We're looking for a sponsor.
This is going to be a no-brainer. It's when the shows perform.
Absolutely.
The Broadway shows
Yeah.
come on, and they do numbers, and they're on these great floats. And I'm not a huge parade person. I do love marching bands and those kind of
once
things.
once that starts, I'm out of it.
But
Till
I
Santa
love
comes.
when the Broadway performers
Yeah,
are on.
and they're still going to do that this year. They're going to. There's 4 shows. Let's see if I can remember them. Jagged Little
Pill. Well, what's this Thanksgiving
Yes.
like? Jagged Little Pill. Alanis Morissette, actually fantastic album.
Yes. A little show called Hamilton's going to do a number. Yes. What were the other 2? I can't remember.
Is it Moulin Rouge?
No, not Moulin Rouge.
No.
No.
Oh.
Well, you can look on the
You
website.
can
We'll
look
put it
at
on the
this.
website.
Yeah,
and let
we'll
you know.
figure it out.
But they always start early, so like 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you gotta be on it to catch
But it may
up.
be different this year. Who knows? Because they're going to do the parade in different sections of town, kind of like they did the 4th of July fireworks.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad they're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Do you know the only time that the parade didn't happen? During some big
Was
world
it
event.
9/11?
No.
No. World War II?
Yes, World War II was the only other time
I
in the
didn't
history
realize they
of the
were
parade.
doing it back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that World War
Yeah.
II.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, your last side.
Yes.
Ooh, you've got a lot of ingredients.
do.
Tom, look
I
at all
do.
those ingredients. What
So
do you
this-
think of that?
This is our Brussels sprout salad that we're going to do. So I again have halved this. So this is a
Yes.
pound of broccoli. Brussels sprouts, sorry.
Yeah,
It's
there's
broccoli,
the broccoli and strawberries.
Yes.
We're going to put that
Brussels
together in a
sprouts.
side dish.
Exactly. That I've chopped finely.
Now, we mentioned this earlier. Do you think you could do that in a food processor?
You
on
probably
the slicing
you probably
blade?
could. You probably could.
Okay.
I did it by hand and watched about 3 hours of television
Okay.
while I was doing
Yeah,
it.
it's hard to chop those
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts.
So we're going to make the dressing for this right now.
Okay.
So it's very easy. I'm going to need my whisk again.
Yes, sir. Yes, chef.
I'm going to give you the directions for the full salad. So it's 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts. Although broccoli would probably taste good too.
Something green.
Yeah, something
that you
green.
could chop.
Something green. 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice.
We've been squeezing lots of. Oh,
yeah.
I'll get you another with.
Okay. Some
Chef.
2 tablespoons, thank you, of Dijon mustard.
Dijon.
It's kind of your basic vinaigrette.
Okay. I love Dijon mustard.
I do too.
I love mustard. I'll be honest. I bought some great mustard at the farmer's market.
Oh, when we were there?
Yes.
Oh.
If you remember, he made it himself. It was
I do remember
gourmet
that.
mustard. It is so good.
This is half of a shallot with 1 teaspoon or 1 clove of garlic. Thank you. A clove, fill in the blank.
Find a clove, chop
Find
it
a
up.
clove, chop it up. Yeah. All right. Then we have salt and pepper here to taste.
Pepper!
To taste.
I have to say that every time you say it.
Yes. And then
Never gets old.
It doesn't get old. We're going to whisk this all together.
Smells
Isn't that
good.
pretty?
That Dijon smells so good. And the shallots.
Yeah. And the salt and pepper smell good.
Oh, well, yes.
All right. Then we're going to take 6 tablespoons of olive oil.
Excuse
And we're going to emulsify it, which means just mix it in slowly. There we have it. Just mix it up till it all gets incorporated.
Ooh. The dogs are so excited about this salad.
You want a little taste with your finger? Oh. Isn't that good?
Tangy.
All right. Now,
Tangy.
what's different about this salad than most other salads is you usually dress your salad right at the very end, right before you serve it. But with the Brussels sprouts, we're going to go ahead and put the dressing on, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes.
You've got your spatula there.
I do. But I'm gonna
Because,
use those.
Brussels sprouts are a hearty green.
Yes. And this
Kind of like your breadcrumbs are soaking up.
yes. It's all about
that.
soaking up
It's
today.
about soaking up.
Yes.
Thanksgiving's about soaking up the good stuff.
Soaking up the good stuff.
That looks good.
And we're going to add, when we pull it out of the refrigerator, we're going to add 1 or 2 more things to it.
Strawberries?
Not strawberries
No.
and not broccoli.
And not broccoli?
All right.
Ooh, that smells great.
Yeah.
And I have to say, a little healthier,
Yes.
a nice balance to
Yes.
maybe a stuffing or mashed potatoes. It's nice to have a balance because you could just go away from that table feeling
Yes.
like a little stuffed
That's
town
right.
turkey.
I'm going to put this over here, and we're going to switch this out.
Oh, the magic
It's the magic of television.
of television. I can't wait to see it. I want to see what else he's added. Let's see what we've got.
Oh, it even makes it greener. See how much greener it is now that we've added. Sat in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Let me get my spatula. I left it over here.
Spatula. Ooh, it does. And you can tell it's kind of soaked up,
Yep.
that vinaigrette.
30 minutes or so.
Okay. Now, could you make it the day before?
You could
Or
make
would
it.
that be too long?
You can make it the day before, but don't put the dressing on.
Not you, the dog.
Yeah, thank you. Don't put the salad dressing on until the day.
You really like 30 minutes
30
is
minutes,
the
yeah.
max.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
All right, and I've got some toasted pine nuts here.
Yes.
Okay. Why do we toast the pine nuts? Do you know?
Toast every nut because it tastes better.
That's right. It just brings out the flavor.
It does. Brings out the oils and the flavor, gives a little crunch. Every nut should be toasted.
Yes. And here is the secret for toasting the pine nuts. Get the pan hot first, and then put your pine nuts in for about 30 to 45 seconds. That's all it needs.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got, because pine nuts, are very expensive.
Yes.
The pignole.
They're
and
like
you don't
$20 a pound.
I know. So
but you only need this much. So,
don't want to over toast
No.
them because then they're burnt and they're going to taste bitter.
yes.
So be careful with that. That's a great technique for not burning your
Yeah.
nuts.
yes, exactly.
Don't burn your nuts.
Don't burn your nuts. Okay, and then the last thing you want to add, which I left at home, but it's okay, is some pecorino cheese that you've grated. So we're just going to use a little Gruyere
Okay.
today.
Now I'm just going to throw this out there because
Uh-huh.
it's green. Could you throw some craisins in there?
You
or
absolutely
pomegranate
could.
seeds?
You absolutely
some little
could.
splashes of color?
You absolutely could,
Okay.
and that'd be great for Christmas.
It
You
would
have the
be,
red and
too.
green. But doesn't that look great?
It looks delicious.
And your kids won't even know it's Brussels sprouts. They'll
or
love
broccoli.
it. Or broccoli. All right. Do you have anything to finish up, or can we go ahead and finish up the
Well, I was
mushroom?
gonna just show that this.
Okay.
So it's kind of thickened up, and then you're gonna take out your rosemary sprig.
Wow.
It still smells great, and it's just infused in there, and it's thickened up.
That's lovely.
And that's what that looks like when it's all finished. I wanted to show that.
You could use one of Ina's tips too on that when you show what you've got here, and I'll tell you Ina's tip.
Okay, here I pre-made some earlier, so
Isn't
here's
that
your
beautiful?
little side dish of the figs and cranberries.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
Now, if you wanted to take a raw sprig of rosemary and just lay it over the top, you've got your green.
Well,
one.
hold
oh,
on.
of
Hold
course.
on there.
Of course, we're ready to go. with
Ina's
that.
got nothing on me. baby.
And you got it right out of your garden too.
I did. Yes. you
That's
could
fantastic.
Just set that on top. Look at that. That's a Kevin Bogan tip.
That's beautiful. That is just beautiful. We're going to need a hot pad or a trivet or something for the mushroom. All right, so this is set for maybe 20 minutes or so. So you can see how the bread is kind of dissolved a little bit and soaked up all those
Ooh, it's getting mushy.
all those
Little
great
mushy.
juices. So we're going to put this into our baking dish.
Would you spray that before?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You can if you want to.
Because it's creamy, it probably won't stick.
Yeah.
Mmm. It smells really good.
Oh, it's so good.
If only we had smell-o-vision.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
And the parsley gives it that little splotch of green, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of nice. But we're going to cover that up in just a minute.
With more cheese.
There you go. I'll give you
All
that.
right. Mm.
And we're going to take that extra half cup of Gruyere, put that on the top, just sprinkle it over. Now this can be made ahead of time, and then just put it in your
Just put
oven.
in the fridge.
Yeah, and then you just put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it needs a little time.
Well, it's beautiful.
It's so good. I wish you all could taste it.
Some nice color here.
All right. I think we're ready to switch this out for.
Okay.
I'll put this
So
over
nice.
here.
All right. I'm going to take yours out.
Okay.
Oh, oh my goodness. Let's set that right on there. It's bubbling. It's so lovely.
It's like a breakfast casserole at Christmas time. Isn't that lovely?
Okay, well then I'm going to pull out.
All right. It's time for the swap out.
The old swapperoo. Oh, and there it is, baked down.
Beautiful.
See got that sauce on the bottom.
Oh,
So good.
we've done Thanksgiving proud.
I think we have. What are you thankful for, Kevin?
Well, not to be cheesy, but I'm thankful for you, Barb, for this year because seriously, it's been a lonely year, especially when you live by yourself, and I appreciate the time we've been able to spend
That's
together
so
in the kitchen.
sweet.
Yeah.
I am thankful for you and
And she's
for,
gonna try to hug me.
not during COVID. For sure. No, I'm grateful for you and that we've been doing this now for 8 months.
8 months.
Which
yeah.
it's flown by, but it has been so
Yeah.
much fun, and I'm thankful we get to do this together and share it with people who love to cook
Absolutely.
and love musical theater.
Absolutely. Our two favorite things.
Yes.
Hey, listen, next week we have to start getting ready for Christmas. Or 2 weeks from now, sorry. We have to start getting ready for Christmas.
As
Can you believe that?
thankful as I am for you, I will be thankful when 2020 is in my rearview mirror. I think
We're
a lot
almost
of people
there.
feel that way, but that
We're
means
almost there.
the holidays will be upon
Yeah.
us.
So we have 2 episodes coming up. The first episode we're going to do Christmas cookies. Yeah, so next episode is Christmas cookies, and we'll just tell you what the next one's going to be. We're going to do a bûche de Noël.
People are going, what is a bûche de Noël?
Look it up.
Look it up.
We'll
tell you
you've
more
got a month to figure it
on
out.
the cookies.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Have
everybody.
a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy
However
your family
you
and friends.
celebrate it, we hope it's wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.